backside and slow like a sloth, like that.
Got it.
And so she doesn't, even if she lays upside down on her back, she does not want you to touch her belly.
Okay.
She doesn't want you to touch her feet. Just on the backside, slow like a sloth. And she transfers on her Snuggie. So when we hold out her Snuggie and say night night, watch, she's going to reach right out for it. That's how she knows that she's going to see a new friend. And then I'm going to hand her to you, and you're going to support her underneath so she doesn't grab on near as hard around your neck. And there you go.
Make sure I got you.
So Zoe is a two-toed Linnaeus sloth. Zoe is 15 months old. She has been here since she was 4.5 months old. She is very nearly her full adult mass, but nowhere near her full adult maturity. So she is nearly her full weight, but if you look at like the full-size sloth in there, his claws are like that, her claws are like that. His teeth are like about that, and her teeth are about like that. And his adult fur, which is the silvery hair, his adult fur is about 4 or 5 inches long, which is as long as it gets. He's 6 years old. Hers is about 1.5 inches. So oh, look at her yawn.
You're just so tired.
I missed it. I yawn again, right? But so she is currently about 12 pounds. That is very nearly her full adult mass. They say a male maxes around 15 and a female around 12, but her mother was bigger than 12, so she may also get bigger than 12. But Zoe and Dash are the 2 youngest sloths here, and Zoe and Dash are both ambassador animals, which means they have been raised very specifically from birth to be oriented to people.
Okay.
So they are mother-raised animals, but they're also people-raised animals. So starting from day 12 of their life, they're being directly held by humans every single, there goes the yawn again. I have to snap that out of the live later. So they're being directly held by humans every day. They're not held for the first 10 days because they're really cementing their relationship with their mother and they're building the bacteria colony. That's all the way through them. On day 12, they start to be held every day. So they'll be held for 30 seconds, and 45, then a minute, so on and so forth, until by the time the mother weans the baby of her own choosing, the baby is being held for 30, 45 minutes a day, several times a day, by various different people each day. And so they are entirely oriented to people, but yet they have all the social and nutritional benefit of being a mother-raised animal, because they always go right back to mom after they're being held. And they continue to go right back to mom as long as mom wants them.
Okay.
So because a sloth's energy budget is so low, they only make milk for their babies for about 3 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And there are places that ought to know who say it's even shorter than that. The San Diego Zoo that raises sloths says that a male sloth will drink milk for 15 days and a female for 27 days. But I've only read that. That's not something I have first-hand knowledge about. But the energy budget of a sloth is so low that they can't produce milk for long at all. They also do not produce and store milk. They produce milk drop by drop as the baby eats the milk.
Wow.
After the mother has stopped making milk, it is still remaining with its baby for a period of time. In the case of a 2-fingered sloth, around 4 to 5 months if they're wild. Generally shorter than that if they're captive. And a 3-fingered sloth may stay for as much as 2 years with its mother. But when the mother weans it, she's utterly done with it. Leaves, ditches, never comes back. Sloths are completely solitary animals. The only time that a sloth is with another sloth, when a female sloth is in heat, she makes a deep, sharp, high-pitched screaming noise. And whichever lucky man gets there first is the man of the hour. Actually, he's the man of 2 or 3 minutes, and then won't see another one for 2 years.
Wow.
And the fathers have nothing to do with babies ever, obviously, because they're there for 2 or 3 minutes. That's it. The sloths everyone knows that sloths are slow, but sloths are slow in ways that you may not think about a sloth being slow. So they're slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes, growth rate. Everything about a sloth is slow, or rude. So their energy budget is so low because of the type of food that they eat. So in the wild, a sloth eats almost exclusively leaves,
Really?
and leaves are of very, very little nutritional value.
Yeah.
So like, cows, horses, sheep, goats, these are ruminants. They eat almost exclusively grass, and they eat tremendously much of it because it's a very little nutritional value. Difference between a sloth and all these ruminants, a sloth has a multi-chambered stomach, the ruminants, most of them have multiple stomachs. And the other ones are eating even more food than a sloth, but going to the bathroom all day, every day. Sloths go to the bathroom once in 7 to 10 days, 3 or 4 times a month, and that's it.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, well, imagine even more. A sloth eats a tremendous amount of food. They eat about 10% of their body mass every single day.
Wow.
Put that to, and then when they do go to the bathroom, which is solid and liquid both at the same time,
Okay.
not together, but at the same
Yeah.
time, they will eliminate 1/3 of their body mass when they go to the bathroom.
Holy crap.
So human perspective, I weigh about 180.
Yeah.
So that's me rolling into Outback and saying, bring me 18 of those 16-ounce porterhouse steaks, and I'm gonna plow them all through right now. Then if I ate and ate and ate and ate and ate for 7 to 10 days, I may have eaten 100% of my body weight before I next go to the bathroom.
My goodness.
Now they metabolize it very thoroughly.
Yeah.
So when they do eliminate, they're going to eliminate about 1/3 of their total body mass. But that means that they have metabolized, as in converted from food to energy, about 2/3 of what they ate. But for me, that would be starting from 180, eat till I'm about 240, and then kaboom, lose 60 pounds in 2 or 3 minutes, and back up the tree.
Yeah.
So yeah, epic.
Wow.
Other things about that low energy budget. A sloth cannot maintain its body temperature. It is technically a warm-blooded animal, but it does not have the energy reserves to maintain its body temperature. So warm-blooded, of course, means makes energy from its food to make itself warm. They just don't have enough energy. So a sloth's core body temperature will closely follow the outside air temperature. In the rainforest, daytime high is in the mid to upper 80s, nighttime low in the high 60s. A sloth's core body temperature can be 19 degrees Fahrenheit lower in the night than it is in the day. Now, if my core body temperature went down by 19 degrees, the coroner would be figuring out what my time of death was.
Right.
But the sloth does that every day.
Wow.
The sloth, it eats 7 to 10 days, and then it eliminates. When it's in the top of the tree, it's entirely safe from predators with the exception of eagles. It weighs a small enough amount that it goes way out to the end of the branch, and if a big old cat tries to follow it all the way out there, either the cat won't make it, or if it presses the issue to the point that the branch breaks and they both fall 80 or 100 feet to the rainforest floor, the sloth will almost certainly survive, and the cat will almost certainly die. And the sloth will look over and say, ha, ha, and back up the tree he will go. The cat will be laying there, and if it's alive at all, it'll be going, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So they're safe in the top of the tree with the exception of eagles that fly at them. And yet they come all the way down the tree, same side of the tree, to go to the bathroom in the exact same spot that they always do. Is she holding?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That sloth is pretty big for her. It's going to
You
take
wanna
up just
sit-
about her entire body.
Should she sit on this chair? Or does it
She probably is good there.
Okay.
The arms would give her a little more support. Not nice, Zoe. Not nice, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's like, I'm liking this
No, I
snuggly
know, I'm
sweater
so
the lady's
warm.
got on.
Disconnected.
So relaxed is clamped down.
Oh, it's okay, baby.
Alright, I'm gonna let her sit straight on your legs.
Yeah,
and
because
you're
you
gonna
don't-
let her
there
hang
you go.
around your neck.
She can sit on
You
your
probably
lap.
don't have the strength to hold her up, so if she just sits straight on your lap, you should be
Nice.
pretty good right there.
Is it okay if I
And,
use, are you gonna, okay, thank you.
And you're not nailed to the chair, you can stand wherever
Okay.
you get the best pictures. So only on the back and very, very slow. So the sloth, oh, there's that big old yawn.
Oh.
So you see how
that
small
is
her
so
teeth are.
Precious.
When you see the big sloth's teeth, they're fearsome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their teeth have no enamel on them, so they wear down all the time while they
Okay.
open and close their mouth. But their teeth grow throughout their life, so they'll always have strong, sharp teeth.
Well, she's kind of curling up.
Yeah.
Is she okay?
Hello? Great, stay left where the pond splits the driveway. Turn right on the first gravel drive. Come to the red barn with the white roof.
She's being a little bit of a character.
So the reason that the sloth comes down the same tree, same side of the tree, and goes to the bathroom in the same spot it always does, is the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship.
Okay.
So in the wild, not here, praise the Lord, in the wild, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. You can give her a couple of these leaves right here if you like. Hey Zoe.
Who is that? You wanna give her one more?
So the reason the sloth comes down the tree to go to the bathroom rather than just letting it rip from up where it's safe is the sloth-moth symbiosis. So in the wild, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. And the nature of that symbiosis is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the moths. There is a type of moth in the world called a sloth moth that lives nowhere on earth except in the fur and in the waste pile of a sloth.
Oh,
Good
really?
example right now, see how she's
so
basically just
tired.
folded it in half right there, were you
Yeah.
on video?
Yeah.
When she's folded in half, you can see how this is a zathoran, which is the family of animals, which are mammals with a hinged spine. That is sloths, anteaters, and armadillos. Mammals with a hinged spine that can close up like this.
Okay.
So your first 230 people just came through, I told them to go to the horse barn.
Oh,
So-
no, how about those?
If you just take a bucket of their food, it works good.
You're not hungry. Are you full?
She probably is, but sometimes she's sniffing around a whole lot. I mean, she's looking for something. Sometimes not.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's just sniffling and snuffling.
Oh, she's such a sweetie.
So the benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the moth. The sloth is eating the moss and algae that grow all in the sloth's fur, and it is fertilizing that moss and algae with its waste. The benefit to the sloth is that the sloth, as it grooms itself, it licks up a certain amount of the moths themselves, which are a protein source, and a certain amount of the waste of the moths, which is what's really important. The waste of the moths is where the sloth gets its bacteria colony that digests its food.
Oh.
In the wild, without the moths, the sloth will not survive. We also have helpful gut bacteria,
Yeah.
but we're primarily enzymes. The sloth also has enzymes, but it's primarily bacteria. Without the moths in the wild producing more bacteria that the sloth is ingesting along with its food, it would not survive. So for us, what would kill our gut bacteria is antibiotics. Take a whole lot of antibiotics, probiotics or Greek yogurt, one or the other you need. The sloth, what kills his gut bacteria is cold temperature. If the sloth gets cold, it will kill its gut bacteria because its core body temperature goes right along with its outside body temperature. And 30 days later, the sloth would die of starvation. Even though it is all the way full of food, it would not be able to digest the food. So here, they do not need moths because here, we never ever let a sloth get cold. This room is always between 75 and 80 degrees. We bounce it around a little bit like that. just to be more natural, but it is never below 75. Usually it's 77 to 78. And so the sloth is never ever allowed to get cold, and we very carefully maintain the sugar balance in the sloth by the amount of fruit that it eats. And if you want to keep a sloth, you need to be a sloth poopologist. So you carefully examine its waste every time that it goes. If it's at all runny or wet, that means it's getting too much sugar. If it's at all dry or hard, it needs more sugar, and that all comes in the form of food. Other things about a sloth you may not know: sloths have horrible, horrible vision. They have a structure of their eyes called rod monochromacy, which means they have all rod cells, no cone cells. The sloth never sees in color. Its eyes are geared to pick up motion, not really details. Anything that's moving towards a sloth is a bad thing. Get to the end of the branch. Doesn't really need to know what it is, just needs to get away.
Yeah.
Yep. So since their eyesight is horrible, their sense of smell and sense of hearing is wonderful. So the sloths, for better or worse, know what I smell like, and they know what I sound like. So when I open their door and I say, "Hey Dash," or "Hey Flash," or "Hey Zoe," they know who it is, and they come right to me. And they all know about other people too, and as long as me or one of the longer staff members here are in the room, sloth's totally relaxed and calm and fine. We do very, very few encounters with our animals, and regarding the amount of time they spend on display per day and the number of people they see
I
per
noticed
day.
all that, yeah.
So I am vehemently against places that display their sloths for 8 and 10 hours a day. A sloth is supposed to sleep for around 18 hours a day, and they're supposed to be eating for most of the time that they're awake, with a little bit of interaction time. So we limit our sloths to 2 hours per day of interaction time, and we only do 2 people at a time.
Yeah.
Because handing them person to person to person to person to person, I think, is not good.
Exhausting, right? Yeah.
Not good for a sloth.
No.
And our sloths are meant to be ambassador animals, which are education and awareness. So you can't really educate people about a sloth while you mistreat the sloth.
Yeah.
But there are a number of places that are very financially motivated to book the sloth as often as they can. I would caution people watching online, please look before you book. Go to a place that treats their sloths right. Also, I always do a disclaimer every time I'm on a live to say, please do not look at what we are doing here and think you should buy yourself a sloth. This is a many generations captive bred animal. And there is no reputable breeder who will sell you a captive bred sloth if you're not licensed as a zoo. And there are many places online that will sell a sloth to anyone who's got $8,000 or $10,000. These are animals that were kidnapped out of the rainforest. They will not survive a long time, and they will not be anything at all like this.
Yeah.
This is the difference between a house cat that grew up in your house and loves to lay in your lap, and a feral cat that came from the woods, and if you hold it in your lap, it's going to try to scratch your eyes out to get away. So please don't buy a sloth off the internet. It is a horrible idea. I'm not telling you this for financial reasons. I'm telling you this for the love of sloths. Other things about sloths: they're crazy strong. So ounce per ounce, they're 3 times as strong as a person, per gram of muscle tissue. Every sloth can do a 1-arm pull-up by any of its 4 arms and then hang there for days.
Wow.
The hanging there is not a matter of strength. The hanging there is a matter of nature. So if they are designed from the ground up to be a upside down, slow, peaceful animal. So if we were to hang from that branch doing a 2-arm hang for PE class, a minute would be a long time to hang there. Sloth can hang there for days. Sloth, if it dies, will not necessarily fall out of the tree where it is hanging, because it is exerting no energy at all to hang. Because for us, this is our stress state, this is our relaxed state. Sloth is the opposite. This is its relaxed state, clamped down like this. This is its stress state, is opening up. So that's when I go to pick the sloth up off of your lap, we have to remind her to release her grip, because she's holding onto your shirt on both sides like this, because that's relaxed. And so they are designed from start to finish to be upside down. The sloth has 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. It has connective tissue that goes all back and forth in between its organs and its ribs. Our guts are just sitting in our pelvis, upper bounded by our diaphragm, and that's okay because we're always right side up essentially, or flat. The sloth could be vertically upside down, it could be horizontally upside down, it could be right side up, it could be laying on either side or its back. So there's no telling what the position of a sloth might be or how long it might remain that way. So the sloth has all the connective tissue that holds all its organs exactly where its organs are supposed to be. So the body orientation of the sloth is irrelevant. It holds them where they're supposed to be. Sloth has a one-way valve at the top of its stomach, so food goes in, but food doesn't come out. Now, we could swallow upside down too, peristalsis. That's what brings our food from our mouth to our stomach. Even if we were upside down, that works. But if we were on an inversion table for 6 hours, our food would leak back up out of our stomach, and we'd be, because it would be pressure on our diaphragm. Sloth can be upside down for days.
She's so sweet. She's just
Hello.
totally asleep. She's still
Great. Stay left where the pond splits the driveway. Turn right on the first gravel drive, and wait for us at the red barn with the white roof. Your encounter will start right at 3. You guys have any questions about a sloth I didn't talk about?
Do you have any questions for him? You're the sloth fanatic. He loves them.
How long can their meals get?
About like that.
Oh.
So if you were a scientist who dug up a skeleton of a sloth, you would almost surely, if you've never seen a sloth, come up with an idea that they are a apex predator. Because if you look, their teeth are huge, canine teeth.
Wow.
They have massive, big, sharp teeth. Their claws are like that long. Their arms are longer than their body. Their legs are longer than their arms.
Wow.
So you would almost surely have the idea that this is an apex predator based on its skeleton, its dentition, and its natural strength. You would almost certainly not come up with an idea of a slow, peaceful animal who will hide from predators for its entire life until eventually one catches it.
Wow. That's super cool.
The lifespan of a sloth in the wild is entirely theoretical. No one has ever observed a sloth from birth to death of old age. But they think it's probably around 20 years. The lifespan of a sloth that is kidnapped from the rainforest and held captive is about 2 months. And the lifespan of a captive bred sloth that is appropriately cared for is around 50 years. So this girl will be around longer than me.
I was just gonna say,
And
yeah.
I do have 2 sons that are the next generation of the family business.
Oh, perfect.
So their care plan is
Yeah.
already written
Taken
out.
care of. That's
Yep.
amazing.
And we do have a number of animals here that will outlive me. Cockatoos and parrots and tortoises and sloths and a couple others.
Yeah.
So yeah, their future is already planned for.
Yeah.
So you're a BMW person.
Oh, yeah.
My brother-in-law was one of the first employees when the BMW plant opened in South Carolina.
Really?
And he worked there for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And then he was one of the first 10 employees at the Volkswagen plant when they opened over here. And he just went back to South Carolina, back and forth. He's a supplier parts quality guy. So he goes out to the factories to see how they're making the parts that come to BMW.
Nice. We did a motorcycle class there on the track.
Oh,
in
nice.
Greer. Yeah, super fun.
That was his first job, was test driving Z3s.
Wow.
And right out of high school, that was his first job.
Yeah,
And,
the car track is right beside the motorcycle track, so we got to see them doing all the testing, and they have international, like there's an international loop too,
Yeah.
where it's like, I don't know, it's like really special.
Autobahn.
Yeah, like you can't go on there unless you, I don't know.
Unless you're test driving them.
Yeah.
And he said he moved from test driving to quality control. About the third one that he sent off into the turn, the steering knuckle wasn't put in right, and he went straight when the track turned.
No.
So yeah, but he loves German cars.
Yeah.
He's all about them.
Yeah.
I drive beaters myself.
Yeah.
These are my toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
All right, let me see if my next group is here.
They
You
are.
guys can chill for a minute.
Miss Fallon says she just got apples. Awesome.
You want one or two?
One. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You gotta get cracking with your group, because we're gonna run into very lot farms.
And Monkey's sleep and his hoodie.
All right, the people that added on haven't paid yet. Okay.
Yeah.
No, the two that did the bottle feed.
Yes, yeah, as soon as I come in from Kangaroo, I tell them to pay the
Okay.
slot on me to
Yeah,
do.
good. All right. All right, you guys, you already hit the hand sanitizer?
I think we're gonna transfer her to them.
Come on in.
We'll just be a little bit.
Hello, you're early today?
Hi.
Oh, I thought you didn't come till
Did we
4.
wake you, honey? I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
glad you're here.
I'm so sorry we woke you up. Yes, you're such a
All right, guys, you're next up with Zoe. Making sure you're aware we're live on pretty much everything we do. Nothing crazy going on. You're not in witness protection, running from the law, nothing like that. If you're a couple hours, ask you're not here with your girlfriend instead of your wife, or whatever. All right, so this is the way that we transfer Zoe. She goes to her snuggie. We say, "Night, night, Zoe." She's about half asleep right now.
I love Lana. Oh, you're so sweet.
There you go, baby.
Oh.
I might touch you a little bit, picking her up, sweetheart.
She's okay.
Oh, what a big girl she is. All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Have you guys got other events here today?
No, this is the only thing we booked for today.
Excellent, good.
Yeah, but
So
we,
if you had a good time, ask Tatum for the Google review
Yeah.
tag. We'd love to have a
Yeah.
Google review.
Okay.
Hope to see you guys again sometime. You said you're down from Knoxville?
Maryville.
Oh, that's right, Maryville, yeah.
We're from
But
Knoxville.
very close.
Oh, cool, excellent.
Thank you.
All right, see you around.
Hi, Zoe. Hi, honey. You're so sweet.
Come on in, y'all have a
Come
seat.
on.
This is Zoe. Zoe is a two-toed or two-fingered Linnaeus sloth. Zoe likes to be petted a very specific way. She likes to be petted only on the back. Only on the back. What are you doing? She likes to play. She likes to play with me. She likes to be petted just on the back and slow like a sloth. I don't usually hold her on this snuggie. All right, who's first?
Let her go.
All right. So she is heavier than you might think that she is. I'm just going to set her straight on you. You probably are short enough that she can just hang on you and put your hand underneath her bum right there to give her some support. She won't hang on so hard around you. You need a little extra something to hold her right there. There you go. All right. And you are not glued to the chair. You can move wherever you get the best pictures from. And you guys are going to hold her and snuggle her, and I'm going to tell you some things about sloths that you may very well not know. So where are you guys in from today? Knoxville, you said, right?
Knoxville, yeah.
Excellent. Much, much slower than that. Much,
Slower.
much slower. Slower, slower, slower. There you go. All right, so she's nosing around for a little snack. These are the snacks. And you can, these have been sitting out for an hour in this 80-degree room. And if she wants one, she'll eat it right there. Looks like she's not hungry for a snack right now. But she's always down for a veggie snack. Her leaves are what she eats free choice all day long. Nothing really special about a leaf. Alright, so Zoe is a two-toed Linnaeus sloth. Alive in the world today, there are two-fingered and three-fingered sloths. Taxonomically, they're called two-toed and three-toed. But there's a move to start calling them two-fingered, three-fingered, because they all have three toes on the back feet, and a two-fingered has two on the front, three-fingered has three on the front. Pretty much everyone knows that sloths are slow, but sloths are slow in ways that you likely don't know that a sloth is slow. You can give her this. So they're slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. A sloth is slow in every single way. The sloth eats a tremendous amount of food. and yet it goes to the bathroom only once in 7 to 10 days.
Wow.
So a sloth, in fact, is eating 10% of their body mass every single day. And when it does eventually go to the bathroom, which it's going to be solid and liquid at the same time, not in this, I mean, they poop and pee separately, but all at the same time. Here's some other little snacks, Mom, you can give her, just take the bowl.
Okay.
So when they do eventually go to the bathroom, they are going to eliminate 1/3 of their body mass when they go. I did recently weigh this sloth before and after. She weighed 14.5 pounds at night and 11.1 in the morning.
Wow.
So it is literally 1/3 of their body mass. So now let's put that to human perspective. I weigh 180 pounds. So that means I would be rolling into Outback and saying, bring me 18 of the 16-ounce porterhouse steaks. Or if you don't like steak, maybe 30 or 40 hamburgers all at one time. So obviously we couldn't eat that way. And then if I was going to eliminate 1/3 of my body mass, that would be me eliminating 60 pounds in 2 or 3 minutes. So the way it would work is my natural body mass is about 180. So I would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat until I hit about 240, and then boom, right back to 180 in a couple of minutes. But the sloth is slow in every way, not just its movement, its digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. Everything about a sloth is slow. And I'll touch on the belly side even when she turns upside down. The sloth is so slow, it starts from their diet. So in the wild, a sloth is eating almost exclusively leaves. Leaves are of very little nutritional value, and they eat tremendously many of them. So tremendously many of them. But still, it's getting so little nutrition from its food that its energy budget is super, super low. So the sloth's energy budget is so low that it cannot even maintain its body temperature. So a sloth's core body temperature closely follows the outside air temperature of the rainforest. Daytime high, mid to upper 80s, nighttime low, high 60s. So a sloth's core body temperature can be 19 degrees Fahrenheit less in the evening or in the nighttime than it is in the daytime. Now if my core body temperature went down by 19 degrees, the coroner would be using that information to calculate my time of death. But for the sloth, it's entirely normal. She loves green beans, but she's being a little piggy right now.
She ate the zucchini and squash, but she's like, I don't like that right now. Spinach? No.
So that's the thing I give a disclaimer on every single time I'm on a live, is please don't look at what we're doing here and think it's a good idea to buy a sloth. Because this is a many generation captive bred animal,
Yeah.
and there is no reputable breeder that will sell you a captive bred sloth without a zoo license. And so if you find a sloth that is for sale on the internet, just give her a piece at a time like that.
Okay.
If you find a sloth that is for sale on the internet, you are absolutely buying a wild caught animal. So this is going to be an animal kidnapped from the rainforest and made to live captive. And their average lifespan stolen from the rainforest is about 2 months. And not only it's not going to live long, but it won't be peaceful while you have it. It's the difference between a kitten that you got from someone else's house cat that's going to lay in your lap and purr and snuggle and tell you what to do, versus a cat, a feral cat from the woods, that if you hold it in your lap, it's going to try to scratch your eyeballs out to get away. So yeah, please don't buy a sloth. Also, if you're going to a sloth encounter, please look before you book. Our sloths do a total of 2 hours of encounters per day, and that is based on their rest schedule. So They should be allowed to sleep for as much as 18 hours per day, and the other hours that they're awake is a mix of playing and eating. So they need plenty of time to rest and eat and play. And what you're giving her right now is some kind of high calorie treat food, and she's like digging around her mouth going, oh, that was good. Oh, that is just lovely.
What's her name?
Her name is Zoe.
Zoe.
And when she lays upside down like that, please don't touch her belly, she hates it. She's all relaxed, so she feels totally safe, but if you touch her belly, she hates it. So is today a special occasion?
She has dreamt to do this for years.
Right.
So I finally found this from someone posting about it, and I was like, we have to go. Just want the banana? No. Yep. No?
She's probably pretty full, she already had her breakfast.
What do you think?
So the reason that these sloths are handleable animals like this, these are raised to be ambassadors. And if you take a picture right now quickly, her whole body, the sloth's whole body, and I'll tell you something about that. See the way that she's folded in half? So sloths, anteaters, and armadillos are the families of lorens, which are mammals with a hinged spine. So all of them can close up like this to one degree or another. If you didn't know about the spines, you'd be like, what in the heck does an anteater, a sloth, and an armadillo have in common? Well, that's it, hinged spine. So, so the reason that these are handleable animals is they are people-oriented right from birth forward. So they start to be handled by humans on day 12 of their life, these particular ones. But yet they go back to their mother every single time. So they start out holding them for 30 seconds, then 45, then a minute, so on and so forth, until by the time that the mother has weaned the baby of her own choosing, the baby is being held by various different people for 30 or 45 minutes at a time, several times a day. So they come here entirely people-oriented, but yet they get all the social and nutritional benefit of being a mother-raised animal.
Hey John, where would you like your lunch?
Where Kevin's desk is.
Okay.
Thanks. The government of Costa Rica is working really hard to shut down a lot of less reputable encounters with sloths. So like if you are a person who lives in a place that has rainforest where sloths might be, and your average annual salary is less than you can make in one day of snatching a sloth out of the rainforest, dipping it into a bucket of bleach and standing next to a cruise ship trying to get people to pay $20 to pet the sloth, you just made your annual salary and you don't care that the sloth dies the next day. And if you are an encounter place that can shove 500 people a day through, what do you care that the sloth is only going to live a couple of months? It's all about the money. So that's why this place is very, very, very different than most places that have sloths, as ours only do 2 hours of encounter per day. And our sloths actually enjoy what they do. You need my phone?
Loft is not done.
Huh?
Loft is not done, and they check in an hour, so I'm gonna go do that.
Why is Loft not done?
She was only able to get the wagon, she was at 12 today.
She just texted I'm out?
Well,
When
no,
she
texted
texted,
at 12.
When she texted, it's not done, I thought she meant that's what checks in tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
Alright,
So I'm gonna go finish it.
did you talk to Donna?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to.
Do they bite at all?
A wild sloth will bite the crap out of you,
Yeah.
and it has huge teeth. She's still a baby, so her teeth are small, but like our big sloth's teeth are like this. And these are people-oriented animals that love to be with people. seen one bite where we tell people don't stick your fingers in the sloth's mouth. Don't put your fingers in my mouth. Either one of us might bite you.
Yeah.
If you stick your finger inside of our mouth. All right, Mom, you ready for your turn?
No.
All right, so we say to her, night, Zoe.
Okay.
Here we go, baby. She's gonna go to her snuggie. I might touch you a little bit, picking her up here. And clamp down is relaxed for a sloth, so we gotta get her to let go with her feet. There we are. And Mom, she's gonna come to you. She actually prefers to be up higher.
Okay.
But I don't want her to be struggling to hold a 15-pound sloth. So just put your arm under her, like a cradle on a baby. There you go.
You can stand up a little.
Yeah, you can move wherever you go to get the better picture.
Oh, that's so cute. That's
Are you getting this?
She's looking at yeah, I'm videoing. Oh, she's licking his
Oh
leg.
yeah, we don't want her to lick you.
Oh.
Hey, Zoe, stop. So I knew that, that
Oh, so cute. I'm just videoing so you can take pictures.
Take
Or
pictures.
actually,
Take some pictures
I
too.
am. Like I'm doing a little click at the bottom. And then I left it up.
You don't want her looking.
Yeah. Zoe! Zoe! You better go slower, Mama. Zoe! Smile.
I don't want to counter, I gotta go again. We saw it. We thought that was a tomorrow check-in. We didn't know she didn't. Yeah, okay. Bye. Bite a banana, baby. So sloths have truly horrible vision. Their eyes have a structure called rod monochromacy, which means they have all rod cells, no cone cells, and chromatic vision. So they see only in black and white, grayscale, and they do not see well ever. They do see better in the night than they do in the day, but they don't ever see well. So the sloth cannot see the difference between me and you, but she knows what I sound like and she knows what I smell like. So because their sense of sight is so poor, their sense of smell and hearing are wonderful.
That's cool.
Do they make noises?
She goes when you go to put her down because she's like, no, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me.
So they do like being held.
Ours do.
Yeah.
Generally not. Ours do.
That's so cool.
I should be more specific. Zoe and Dash like to be held. Flash, I am his person. I have been with him at least an hour a day. I think I've missed 20 days in the last 3.5 years. And I have never held Flash. Because Flash was not raised the way these ones were raised. He is a captive bred sloth. He was raised by a reputable breeder, but that breeder is supplying animals to zoos, not to ambassador animals like these. So nothing wrong with the guy. I'm not saying anything bad about it. But the sloth was not oriented to people from birth. So I am his person. I'm with him all day, every day. He comes all the way down. He runs his hands all through my hair. He lays his face against my face. He snuggles against me like that, but he's never made any move to move onto my body to be held. Doesn't like you to touch the belly side. Don't let her bite your hand there. And so he he has never been held, even today. But it's his choice, not mine. So, you know, if he ever wants to be held, he certainly has ample opportunity to just crawl onto me and be held, but so far he's never wanted to. And that's okay, because we interact with our animals in the way that they're comfortable with. I don't know how to feel. No? She's just full on playful. Before I had this sloth, I never knew sloths could be playful. Main family game in the house is Catan. If she's sitting in your lap while we're playing Catan, she's like reaching for all the pieces. And can't hold her and play cards because she'll take the cards out of your hand. That's donkey.
Goodness, what?
Yes, I am. Is she clawing onto your neck?
Oh, yeah.
She's trying to climb up, so if you lift her from the bottom there, she
Okay.
won't hold on so hard.
Oh,
She likes to press her ear into your neck to hear the sound of your voice and feel the sound of your voice.
Aw.
Like go a little. So like press her ear right into your neck.
Their fur is so coarse.
Slow.
Her pupils are so
I
tiny.
know.
Guess I'll be right back.
So cute. Yeah, look at the zillion pictures. Oh. Look at this.
He said birthday.
It is. Silly, look at your face here.
Good?
Yeah. She's always upside down.
She's so cute.
Oh, that is good. Oh, I like
That's
that.
good.
I have like a vein popping in my
It's
throat.
okay. Can get some more. Do it on this side then.
Oh, so cute.
She's cute, isn't she?
Oh, she's so cute. Such a sweet temperament. You wanna hold her again?
Yeah.
Can she hold her one more time?
Yeah. Hi, baby. Hi, night. Good girl.
Cutest picture.
You're so cute. Thank you for that.
Fascinating, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. He's exploring the chair.
Mm.
something with your hair?
She does hold that.
It's so cool. It's tickling me. It's so cool.
That's what she really, really wants for you.
Mm.
Put her down. You have to wash your hands. Wants to give her a handful of rice.
Reimbursement. Can I
Probably need
move this
that.
pillow
Yeah.
first?
She's probably gonna get it all over that.
That's alright.
Probably need that hand. Say yum yum yum. She doesn't want me to snap it up though.
Oh.
Oh, it's really wonderful. Is it good?
Your eyes are like probably shut.
You're so cute.
Oh my goodness.
Is it okay if she licks me?
Yes. Just gonna lick all the rice off your hand.
So good. This one? So delicious.
So cute.
She's a sloppy eater for sure. So is it what you hoped it would be?
Yes.
It's been her favorite animal as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Some more?
Say yum yum yum.
No. This is so cool. You're so cute.
We have all kind of cool animals here.
Yeah. What was the name of the one in the cage up in that
Coatamundi.
Guatemala?
There's a 1 month old camel out there.
Really?
He's white.
He's white.
And if you were doing a photo op at some point, just got the 2 cutest cows on earth.
Oh. Noise is so cute.
You're so cute.
You look like that.
Are they hives?
You're High Park.
Oh, that is so cute.
There's
Is
other
she eating my
hive cows
earring?
up there that are.
No.
Oh, I thought she was.
Oh my gosh, look.
You're just lovely.
Okay. Not the cutest ever.
Profile pic coming.
Mm-hmm.
hours, we'll have 22 people waiting on me for a
Okay.
farm tour.
Okay, that's us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Great, you're coming with me.
Okay.
Alright, Zoe, no night.
22, I thought it was 18.
It's supposed to be 18, but camel condo at the very last minute. Added on.
Aw, that's her little quarters.
This is where she lives. She stays down here about 5 nights a week, and she sleeps in the house 1 or 2 nights a week.
Wow.